Hey friends, are you someone who likes to get things quickly? You want to achieve things fast? You want things to change overnight? Well, if you're one of them, I'm sure your parents or your teachers must have told you, remember, Rome was not built in a day, right? That means things take time to develop. You get what you want, but it takes a little time. You work towards it. So when they say Rome was not built in a day, that means it took that long to make Rome such a beautiful place. Well, that is what today's lesson is about, Proverbs in English. So when I said Rome was not built in a day, it's a proverb. So basically these are basic thoughts that we've learned since we were kids, okay? And they are used depending on certain situations. So let's take a look at some common proverbs that we could use in English. First one, all is fair in love and war. Now supposing you snatch your best friend's boyfriend, okay, that's mean, it's not right, but well, like we believe, all is fair in love and war, right? That means it is okay, it is accepted because it's in love, okay? Or if you have some enmity with someone and you take revenge and give it back, is it right? Maybe, because you could say all is fair in love and war. So when you use this proverb, it means it's fine, it's fair, it's acceptable, or it's okay. So use this proverb when you want to say whatever happened is okay or it is fair. The next one, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Now imagine you see a friend of yours very tired, he's worn out, and you look at him and say, why do you look so tired? And he tells you, I work really hard. And then you tell him, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. This means that relaxing and resting is equally important as working is. So if you work a lot, right, you don't balance your life, what happens? You look dull. There's no time to recuperate, there's no time to, relax, to feel fresh all over again. So that is when you say all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So use it when you want to tell someone, hey, you need to relax, take it easy. Fine? Don't judge a man until you've walked a mile in his shoes. Now, it's very easy to criticize people, right, or judge them without really understanding what is the truth or what is the reality in their life. So, before judging or criticizing, you need to be in their shoes. That means you need to experience what they did before you judge them. So, if you have a friend who keeps criticizing or saying something, you could always use this proverb and tell her, hey, don't judge a man until you've walked a mile in his shoes. That means be in his place, experience what he has experienced, and then make a judgment. If you haven't walked a mile in his shoes, do not judge the person, right? Okay friends, the next one says, don't talk the talk if you can't walk the walk. Okay, now this is one of my favorites because I have a friend of mine who has a guitar in his house and he always just poses, okay? And all his profile pictures is with the guitar where he poses with the guitar. He doesn't know how to play the guitar, but he brags to people and says that, I play the guitar really well. And I tell him, listen, don't talk the talk if you can't walk the walk. I say this because he brags about doing something that he is actually not capable of doing. So if you know someone who brags about doing certain things and you know for sure that they actually can't do it, go ahead and use this proverb and say, don't talk the talk if you can't walk the walk. The next one says, haste makes waste. You have a deadline and you really need to hurry and you want to finish your work, or maybe you have to meet a friend for over coffee and you want to quickly wrap up your work. You start doing things quickly only to land up making mistakes, and really silly mistakes. So when you do things really fast, you don't think properly and you just do it because you want to complete it, and you make mistakes, you realize haste. Haste means to do it in a hurry, quickly, makes waste. So all the things that you did in a hurry has gone wasted. So it could be your time, your resources, it could be money, it could be all the energy and efforts that you've put in. So remember, when you do things quickly and you make mistakes, someone's going to surely come and tell you, haste makes waste. Okay, so are you someone who likes to seize opportunity and strike when the iron is hot? Well, if you are, great. But if you aren't, I'm going to tell you, if you snooze, you lose. Okay, so what does snooze mean? Snooze is basically a short nap during the time of the day, maybe when you're at work and you like to sleep with your eyes open, okay? So if I tell you, if you snooze, you lose, what I'm trying to say, if you're going to be daydreaming or not alert, you lose. That means you need to act quickly. You want something, act quickly. So if you snooze, you lose. Well, too bad. So you better not snooze if you really want to get something that you've always wanted, okay? Or you need to take advantage of the situation or the opportunity. The next one is look before you leap. Now, leap is a sudden or a quick movement we make. So if I tell you, look before you leap, I'm trying to caution you and tell you, be careful. Because you could be doing something that once done, you cannot turn back and change it. So look before you leap. It could be making a decision regarding a huge investment, your marriage. And I tell you, look before you leap. That means don't just do things without thinking. Think twice, think carefully, be sure. So when someone says look before you leap, well, you need to be careful because he's cautioning you. Maybe he has more experience and he's telling you, take care, take your time and make the right decision. Okay, friends? So remember, with all the big decisions that you make in your life, look before you leap. Fine? And the last one says, you can't have the cake and eat it too. Well, this is one of the most common proverbs I've heard. I'm sure you've heard it many times. This means that you just can't have everything. So you want a job, you want a high pay packet, you want all the holidays, you want all the perks, you want all the benefits, and you want less working hours. So that's asking for too much and too much of everything, by the way. So I tell you, you know something, you can't have the cake and eat it too. And when I say this, I mean, you need to make choices. You can't get everything in life. So maybe if you get something, you would lose out on something else, right? So, well, you need to decide what you want because you can't eat the cake and have it too. Now, there are people who are lucky. Well, we believe that they are born lucky and they have everything, the best of everything, and maybe they get whatever they want. So then you can say, wow, he can have the cake and eat it too. So you put it in the positive and say, he can have the cake and eat it too. That means he has the best of everything. Fine? So you can't have the cake and eat it too. That means you don't get everything at one go, or you don't get everything in life. You need to compromise. You need to decide what you want and what you are ready to let go. And then you can use this proverb to tell your friend, you can't have the cake and eat it too. So these are common proverbs that we use in English. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm sure you've learned these proverbs and you're going to use it depending on the situation. I'll be back soon with a new lesson. Till then, take care and bye.